Hey guys, welcome to another show of Cowboy Fishing. So today what I wanted to show you is how I pre-rig my rigs. I hate getting to a fishing spot and I lose my rig as soon as I cast it out, or maybe I wanted to switch out my rig. I use a lot of Kentucky rigs, I use a lot of Carolina rigs, I use a lot of Santee Cooper rigs. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to show you how I do my Carolina rigs and my Santee Cooper rigs. So basically a Santee Cooper is the same thing as a Carolina rig except with a float. But what I like to do is when I get to the lake, I want to know how I'm going to fish, or maybe the fish aren't biting on a certain rig. I'll switch it up and do a Santee Cooper. And then if it's not working on a Santee Cooper, I can go into a Kentucky rig. But what I do is, or what you need first, is some 50-pound line, a peg float, an egg weight or a no-roll, a barrel swivel, and a connector sleeve. It's for leader lines. They're about $1.50 at Academy. 2 beads, your preferred size hook, and a Ziploc bag, and that's about it. And your little pliers that you're going to use to squeeze or crimp the connector sleeve. So what I do is I get my 50-pound line. I get about arm's length. I cut it. All right. And then the first thing I do is I tie my barrel swivel on. Okay. And then I basically just do my cinch knot. Go around 4 times through it. Make sure you lubricate it. Tighten it up. Cut it off. I like to leave about 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit more, especially towards the barrel swivel if there is any kind of give to it. That way it's got enough. Then what I do is I slide a bead. So I slide a bead on. That's to protect the knots. And these beads I actually bought at Michael's. You can get like a 550 pieces for I think like $3. So it actually works out pretty well. The same thing as the other fishing beads. For this one, I'm just going to do an egg sinker, but you can also use a no-roll. So as you can see, get this stuff. So it's right there. You can see it right now. It's barrel swivel, knot, bead, the weight. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in the other bead. So as you can see, movement. So the fish doesn't feel the weight. Okay. Then you want to get your connector sleeve or crimp and slide it on. I like to give it about 1 foot or so. So as you can see, it's a good amount of distance from the weight. I mean, you can adjust it as much as you want. Then you squeeze the crimp on. You don't want to squeeze it so hard that you're going to mess up your fishing line, because since we are using monofilament, this is not no steel wire. And I prefer the monofilament just for the fact that, again, fish have a harder time of seeing it. I mean, catfish really don't care, but I just think it's just better. Okay, as you can see, it's nice and tight. And I like to leave the whole line to it, no matter how long it is, because that's where I'll decide later on when I'm there what I'm going to use. It's easier for me just to tie on a knot than having to make a new leader or make it to a specific size. What if I think the fish are hitting at 2 feet or at a foot? That way I have that give. Again, most of the time I usually cut it about 12 inches, so I would probably have a 2-foot leader. All right. So this is where it changes. So for instance, say I want to do the Santee Cooper Rig. This is where I just slide in the pegs, put one through the actual peg, all right, so as you can see there, and then I hold it with the peg itself. So as you can tell, that would be the fishing line, that would be the, and then the hook would be floating just about right here or so. Then that's where you cut the line, tie your hook to the line, and then you're good to go. But what I like to do is, I don't like to put this on, not till I decide at the lake. So I get myself little sandwich bags or little snack bags. And I actually put the line with the leader in here. And if you already have a preferred size hook, you can tie it on. Sometimes I do vary, or I do change it up. But I could throw a 4/0 Gamakatsu circle, octopus circle hook with the peg float. So when I'm out at the lake, or I break down my rod, or I don't have a leader on it, or I lose a line, or I lose my leader, I have a leader ready to go. I waste less time tying lines. I waste less time tying hooks together. That way, all I do is pull it out and it's ready to go. All right, guys. If y'all have any questions, let me know.